Yo, this is actually some massive news. So this is really good for not only JP players, but global players as well, because Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is officially getting its first rerun, and it's about a year later. So it seems like it'll probably be a yearly thing where they rerun this event. Now, a lot of news to talk about with this Jujutsu Kaisen 0 rerun. I'm going to open up the official PV right here, and I'm just going to skip through it a little bit. And I just want to point out, like, I'm not even gonna watch it, but this Gojo, he is not in the game yet. Do I think he's coming this year? I don't really know. I think it's like a 90% chance no, and like a 10% chance yes. Okay, but who I do think is coming this year as the new SSR character for Jujutsu Kaisen 0, like it's pretty much guaranteed realistically, is what is shown at the end of the PV. So at the very end, like we do this little outro right here, right? And if we press play, you'll see that it cuts to Miguel, and Miguel is in that final scene right there, and it's literally just cut off. They don't even show his face, but we all know, we know it's Miguel, right? So very hyped that this character is coming to Jujutsu Kaisen 0 Phantom Parade, and he is hopefully going to be one of the better characters. He'll be very interesting to see. As for Gojo, I don't think he's necessarily going to come, but there is a chance, because I do just want to point this out. In the official tweet from the JP account, we have the story event Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie Part 1 will be held again. We have released a promotional video for the revival event, so please be sure to watch it. This banner will be starting on the 13th. I'm assuming the banner will once again feature Miguel. I don't know if he's going to have his own banner or not, or if he's going to be on like a rerun banner with Yuta. It makes sense to put him on a banner with Yuta, Panda, and Inumaki, right? That's what I would think is going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see. I think that makes a lot of sense. For further details though, please stay tuned for the in-game announcement scheduled to be posted on Thursday, December 12th. You know what else happens on December 12th here in a day? We get all of the buffs for all of the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 characters, as well as a ton of general pool characters. So you can bet I am going to be doing a video on that, going over all the buffs we can expect to come to the game on JP, and then eventually later on global. So if you guys want to see and hear about that, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button right now. But absolutely hyped that Miguel's coming, and I actually have some more information on what we can expect for his kit. So let's get into that. So one of the benefits to using the JP website over the English wiki, the wiki's good, don't get me wrong. I actually really appreciate the wiki. I prefer going to the wiki because of its format and it looks a lot nicer, but using the JP website, they do have some pretty good information and insights into the game and the characters before they even come out. So they don't know the official, like how his kit is going to work, but they have some pretty good ideas, and I really like these suggestions. So we're just going to kind of go through it here. So for Miguel, it says at the end of the official PV of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the rerun, Miguel appeared and a scene was played that hinted at the implementation of him coming into the game. Like he's coming into the game. There is a high possibility that he will appear in the gacha on the 13th of Friday the 13th, right? When the first of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie begins. The first part once again. So there's a possibility, very small, that Gojo comes, but it makes more sense to me that they do one new character per year. So I would think next year on the rerun we get Gojo. That's my idea. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll have to wait and see, you know. Okay, so there's the official PV. We just watched that, and also I just want to scroll down a little bit more, and we come to the important stuff. So he is expected to be a physical attacker who uses a black rope, or he is going to be a taijutsu character, not a jujutsu character. Okay, that's pretty much confirmed. And here's the reasoning why. I really actually agree with the reasoning. So Miguel, who appeared in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, used the spell tool Kuronawa to fight against Gojo, who has no lower limit magic. He has the combat ability to stop Gojo in his tracks with only taijutsu and black rope. So it is assumed that he will be an attacker who specializes in taijutsu like Itadori. Very interesting, right? And then here's some additional stuff. He has the possibility of unlocking a buff as well as debuffing, right? So people are thinking he's going to be an attacker who does taijutsu damage and potentially also has buffs and debuffs. That's what they're kind of thinking. So the black rope used by Miguel can attack while negating Gojo's no lower limit magic, since it has the same effect as the heavenly reverse bow used by Jinji, which forcibly releases the technique. It is likely that it will have the same effect as Jinji's skill, such as debuffing. So in other words, Miguel is probably going to be a debuffer. Additionally, more than likely, I would bet he's going to be a blue character because Miguel, who appeared in last year's Jujutsu Kaisen 0 event, was a blue character. And if we look over here at the characters, right, red looks pretty good. We have Toji, we have Yuta, we have the new domain expansion Gojo, especially pretty good, right? And then if we look over at yellow, I'll go over here, we have Megami, we have the hidden inventory Gojo, and we have the new Itadori. All very good characters. Let's not forget Nanami either. He's actually fairly decent. And then green characters, we still have Mahito as a really good free-to-play unit. We have this new Megami who's really good. We have Hollow Purple Gojo, so pretty decent on the green side too. But then we go to blue, we have Gojo, and we have Gojo. That's pretty much it. Like, the rest of these characters are okay. Nanami's okay, but he's not as good as like his yellow counterpart. Jogo's okay as a free-to-play unit, but like attacker-wise, we don't have a great attacker. So I feel like it just makes a lot of sense for Miguel to be a blue type character. We'll have to see though, because technically there are more blue characters right now than there are green characters. I think it's the same way for yellow too. Yeah, we have one less yellow and we have one less red. So technically there's more blue characters than anything. But in terms of firepower, blue is lacking a little bit. So it just makes sense to me. But we'll have to see what kind of color he ends up coming out to be. But continuing on with this, Miguel, who appeared in last year's Jujutsu Kaisen 0 event, used multiple debuff skills, including receive up, gain down, physical technique down, and jujutsu down. Miguel, who is implemented as a character, can also be expected to add multiple debuff effects. So pretty much guaranteed, this guy's going to have taijutsu and he's going to have some sort of debuffs. Would be what we're guessing is going to happen, right? And he also has a possibility of high endurance. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 Miguel is so durable that he can fight while being hit by Gojo's attacks many times and be stuck for more than 10 minutes. In order to reproduce it in game, it can be reproduced by possessing a high multiplier damage reduction skill with an auto skill, which could be really, really interesting. Miguel was stranded by Gojo in the movie version, so there is a possibility that he is a character who can perform the recently implemented stalling technique. Unlike stuns, the success rate does not decrease even if you succeed in granting it, so you can expect to play an active role in high difficulty content. So that means he is potentially going to be a very good character. So now it's sounding like Yuta is not going to be the only broken character, which is absolutely crazy. And somehow they've already come up with a suggested team for this guy, even though we know like literally nothing. I think that somebody must know something, right? But this is probably going to be the recommended team with Yaga, Nanami. We get to use Yuta. Even a year later, Yuta is still freaking meta, and then Miguel. And this is two really strong attackers. This will be really interesting to see how this works out. A formation that uses Miguel as the main attacker to provide firepower, and Night Moth and Nanami buff skills to increase firepower. For boss battles, you'll use the remnants that are shown to whittle down the HP, and then somehow, like, we already have recommended recollections. These could change, right? These are just ideas. We don't know anything about his skill upgrade priority or anything like that yet, so that's pretty much everything that we know about Miguel up to this point. Once we know more, I will be sure to update you guys. But yeah, super hyped that this character is coming out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you are excited, go down there, hit that like button, and if you guys want to support the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.